Move the mic. Good evening. Hey, bipeds, Stephen Sashen, co-founder and chief barefoot officer here at xeroshoes.com and xeroshoes.eu and xeroshoes.co.uk. And this is the third Tuesday of the month, which means it's time for our Ask Me Anything, where you can ask me anything, whether it's about barefoot shoes or minimalist shoes, or how you transition to them, or when you should wear them, or when you shouldn't wear them. I can do that one too. Or what I'm going to have for dinner. I don't know. Just spoiler alert, not a clue. Or how you want to build foot strength and what the importance of foot strength is, what the problem is with regular shoes, quote, normal shoes, whatever it is that you want to know about feet, footwear, your body, performance, etc. I am here for you. This is something we do every month, and feel free to throw in your comments and questions. This is a live event. That means if you type in a comment or question down there, I will see it on my screen over here, and I will respond to it. And if you're not watching this live, that's cool. You can still put in a comment or question, and our customer happiness team, or me, depends on who gets there first, will come in and answer that question as well. If you are new to Xero Shoes, let me just do the world's fastest explanation of what we do and why we do it, and how we have helped almost 2 million people discover the comfort, the performance, and health benefits of letting your feet do what they are basically made to do, instead of getting in the way and not letting your feet do what they're made to do. So let's have a chat about feet, shall we? Okay. So first things first, a quarter of the bones and joints of your entire body are in your feet and ankles. Bones and joints are all about motion. That's about balance, agility, and mobility. If you don't let your feet do that kind of motion, I mean, not that obviously, but if you don't let them move, then that function about balance, agility, mobility tries unsuccessfully to move upstream into your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your back. They're not wired for that, so that's problematic. Number two, you have more nerve endings in the soles of your feet than anywhere but your fingertips and your lips. So your brain can feel what you're stepping on or stepping in, so it knows how to move your body effectively, efficiently, and probably most importantly, enjoyably over whatever terrain you're on. So if your feet can't do their job, that's a problem. And that's what we're doing here at Xero Shoes. We're trying to let your feet do their job so your rest of your body can do its job. Now, what does that have to do with normal shoes? Well, I have a normal shoe here. So let me ask you some questions that might make you go, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. So first things first, is this the shape of your foot from here up, that toe box area, that pointy thing right there? Do your toes actually do this? Let me tell you, if they do, they're not supposed to. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're shoving a foot-shaped thing called your foot into a non-foot-shaped thing called a normal shoe, what might happen by the end of the day? Problems, issues, pain, whatever? Maybe, probably, definitely. Yeah, I mean, if you squeeze your toes together, you can't even use your arch, which is the thing that you're trying to have strong to make your body work well. I mean, and you don't do push-ups like this. That doesn't make sense. You do them with your fingers naturally spread. That's better for balance, for strength production, etc. Same thing with your toes. When they get squeezed together, that's a problem. Okay, next, let me ask you a question. Is weaker better than stronger? Don't answer. The answer is no. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Weaker's never better than stronger. Not in the real world, not in normal life. How would you, for example, make your arm weaker? Well, you wouldn't use it. I mean, everything I'm going to say from this point forward really is kind of use it or lose it. If your arm is in a cast, when it comes out of the cast 8 weeks later, it doesn't magically come out stronger. It comes out atrophied. If you don't let the joint move, the tissues around it, the muscles, ligaments, and tendons, they don't work, and they're losing it. They lose size and strength. Well, what happens if you have your foot in a shoe that doesn't let your foot move? Again, you've got all those bones and joints in there. If they can't move, guess what happens to the muscles, ligaments, and tendons around them? They get weaker. And the research backs this up. Putting arch support in the shoes of healthy individuals, in about 12 weeks, they lost up to 17% of the muscle mass and strength in their feet. Now, that doesn't go to zero over time, but it does get really close over time. So that's a thing. Here's another question let's see, is numbness better than feeling? Once again, you can answer if you like. I know where we're going to go. The answer is probably no. So what does that have to do with a modern shoe? Well, again, you have all those nerve endings in the soles of your feet to feel things, so you know how to move effectively. How much can you feel through all this cushioning? Very little, if anything. That's not good. You're not getting the information that you need to know how to move your body correctly. And here's something weird. When your brain can't feel what you're stepping on, all that cushioning doesn't do anything, because your body or your brain tries to get your body to do something else, namely land harder to get some feedback. And there's research that shows that cushioning doesn't cushion. No matter how much you have in there, even if it's this much, you still get the same amount or more force into your knee joint or your hip or your lower back, depending on which is the weakest link in the chain and depending on exactly how you walk. Okay, let me hit you with another question. Is, what can I say? Is a misalignment better than proper alignment? Couldn't think of a good antonym for that one. The answer there also no. Well, a normal shoe elevates your heel, tips you a little bit forward. You then have to lean back a little bit in your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your back to basically stand up straight. Well, that actually puts strain on your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your back. That's not good. And even a tiny little bit of heel lift can cause all those issues. Let's see, what else can I give you on that one? Feeling, numbness, yeah, those are enough, really. So what we're doing at Xero Shoes is something really simple. We're trying to fix those problems. First, with a wider foot-shaped toe box, your toes can actually spread and relax. Low to the ground for balance and agility. We don't have all that foam, so your brain can actually feel things. Really, really flexible, so your feet can actually move. All those bones and joints do what they do. Of course, your foot never does this, or at least this wouldn't be good if it did, but this is great for travel, by the way. What we do, by the way, I don't know why I said by the way twice in 2 sentences, but we give you a couple of choices. If you want a little more protection, keep in the removable 3mm insole or sock liner. If you want a more barefoot feeling, you can take it out because all of our shoes are made to be used with or without the sock liner, with or without socks as well. The soles of our shoes, we design them, of course, for traction and protection, but also thin enough to give you that ground feeling that your brain is looking for to know how to move your body effectively, efficiently, and enjoyably. By the way, I'll get to those questions in just a second. And also, we decided to make these durable. Most normal shoes, they say that you need to replace them every 200 to 300 miles or 200 to 500 miles. Some of the big, thick maximalist ones, even faster. Well, we made our rubber extra durable. When we went to our rubber manufacturer, we said we want it to be light, flexible, and durable. And they said, that's not how they make rubber for shoes. And we said, I know. That's why we want to do it like that for Xero Shoes. So we back our soles with a 5,000-mile sole warranty. And last but not least, Xero Shoes are lighter. There's less. I've got 2 last but not least. The first one, they're lighter. You're going to use less energy when you're moving because you're not having to drag around something that's heavier. And we've literally had people say that they're so light and so comfy that when they got home, they forgot to take them off. Or some people have even said they went to bed still wearing their Xero Shoes because they forgot they had them on. My other last but not least is because we're using fewer materials, there's less energy involved in production as well. And that means things can last longer. The number one thing you can do when it comes to footwear is make things that last, keep things out of landfills. So with a more minimalist shoe like this, without a big thick foam midsole, without all those things that break down right away, that fall apart quickly, you've got something that'll stay out of landfills longer. All right, let me answer. And by the way, a complete line of casual and performance shoes, boots, and sandals for everything that you can think of that you could do. So let me answer some questions. Jack, is there any concern about the overlap between the TerraFlex 2, the Scrambler Roll, the Mesa Trail 2? No, is the simplest thing I could say. It's not that there's an overlap, it's that they're basically good, better, best is the best way I can say it. So the TerraFlex, great shoe. The Mesa Trail is designed to be lighter, so it's a better trail running shoe. And the Scrambler is the lightest and most technical trail running shoe ever made with our collab that we did with Michelin. So, and of course, different price points because of the different construction and the different materials. Jack, I love my Mesa Trails 2s, but I'd love a more aggressive tread. Hey, that came up above from, same Jack, same person. I'd like something a little more aggressive for muddy grass and hard lateral movements. Do me a favor. It says in the little thing at the bottom of the screen for suggestions like that, go to xeroshoes.com/feedback and let us know what you're thinking. We want to be careful about getting too thick, obviously, because we don't want to limit the amount of ground feedback that you're getting so your brain knows what to do properly. And the higher you get, the tippier you get as well. Because with a 6mm lug, there's still the other components for the construction layers to make something work, where suddenly you could be, higher than we would like to go. How's the thickness of the 360 versus the Prio Neo, Corey says. That's a really good question. Let's see. Here's a Prio Neo. And do I have a 360 on the wall behind me? I'm not seeing one. My guess is that the 360 is slightly but barely thicker. We are, by the way, soon going to be having all of the component layers shown on our website so you can see it. There's a concept in footwear called stack height, which, well, I was about to say which is defined by, but here's the problem. There is no single definition. Different shoe companies use different definitions for what they call stack height. Some people, it's literally from the ground until where the bottom of your foot. Some people will do from, if there's a tread, they'll do it from where the tread ends, if you will. If there's a big, thick lug, they won't necessarily include the lug. Some people don't include whether there's a, you can get it, a insole or a sock liner. I can't get it. Oh, that's because there's a big thing of paper in there, so it makes it too hard to get. Anyway, there's a whole lot of definitions that people use to confuse customers. We're going to show you every layer and what the thickness of that is. But even that is misleading, because you can have something really thin, but if it's made of steel, it's obviously not flexible. If it's made of cotton candy, it's very, very, whatever. So we're going to try and give you all the information so you can understand reality. And frankly, so you can complain to other companies who are lying to your face about the construction of their shoes. So anyway, I think the 360 is a tiny bit thicker, but don't hold me to it. You can contact our customer happiness team, and their info is also there, support@xeroshoes.com, or the phone number on our website. They'll happily tell you that. They'll probably have measurements for that. Okay, Dye Blue, I wear the Zellens for 4 to 6 mile walks, but after 6 miles, the balls of my feet get tender. I'm going to walk a half marathon in 4 weeks, and I want to wear my Zellens. How can I condition my feet to stay pain-free? Well, it's just about time, frankly. What's probably happening is that over time, I mean, without seeing a video of how you walk, I can't say anything really specific, and I'd be happy to look at a video. But the gist is that if things are getting tender, you might be overstriding, which means landing with your feet in front of you in some way, especially if you then point your toes to your landing ball or your foot first. That'll put more stress on your foot than if you're landing underneath you. We're just about to publish a long-awaited video about what I call natural walking. I don't know why I put air quotes, or optimal walking, just a way to use your body more efficiently and effectively for walking that might be helpful. But the gist is simply this: there's no one answer for how long it takes for your body to adjust to moving naturally in Xero shoes or anything else. So you don't want to use an arbitrary amount of time and just say, I'm going to do it then. You do it when you're ready. So do what you need to do for this marathon. Maybe, you start in the Zellens and you bring another pair of shoes with you, and at some point you switch. And maybe after a little while, you'll feel fine and you'll switch back. I don't know. So do what feels right for you, not what your brain wants you to do that you might not be ready for yet. Jack says the Mesa Trails are fantastic for IPSC, USPSA practical shooting, by the way. That's very interesting. We have people wearing the Mesa Trail 2 waterproof for golf. They think it's a great golf shoe. It's got a great tread, and the waterproofness is really helpful for that. Corey, I love my PN and want to try a 360 Prio Neo 360 or 360. I don't have Prio Neo. Particular. Hey man, Velcro failed on your latest Forza trainer. Well, that's easy. Call the customer happiness team. Our product is backed with a 24-month manufacturer's warranty, so they'll help you out. You can give them a call. Their phone number's on our website. You can drop them an email, support@xeroshoes.com. By the way, I love that shoe too. Jack, more openness detail has stack height as measure will be awesome. Hopefully you guys can set a new standard for the industry. Well, hopefully what we're going to do first is piss a whole bunch of people off, and then they might decide that they have to get with the program. We are doing everything we can to get major shoe companies to, what's the word, stop lying, because that's what they've been doing for 50 years. Dye Blue, great idea to switch shoes if I need to do that in the race. I got to tell you, one of my fantasies, we have a couple, they always race together, and they're not trying to win things. They just want to go out and have fun when they're racing. I want to do a live stream video of them doing a marathon where we now have enough shoes where they could switch to a different pair of shoes every mile and then talk about why they like that shoe and what their favorite thing about it. And that would include our dress shoes. They could run in the dress shoes. So this is one of my things that I would love to do sometime. It'd be super, super fun. Can I recommend a waterproof or water resistant shoe in your line similar to the Zellens? The water friendly. Oh, come on. I need to get more stuff on my wall, is our Aqua X Sport. The Aqua X Sport is, it's made for both trails and water. You can do road stuff, but it's really made to be a trail shoe. But water just like pours out of that thing. You step in it, you get wet. You step out of the water, water shoots out of it. I can't believe I don't have one. Man, hold on. Looking. No. Oh, hey, wait. Here's that 360. So I'm going to do a quick comparison and tell you what I feel. Barely thicker. is the best thing I can say. Barely, maybe half a mil is what it feels like. Okay, here it is. Aqua X Sport. Look, you can see through the holes. I mean, I can see through them when I'm looking on my screen. I don't know if you can see that as well. Yeah, so water just shoots out of this. Now, another idea, not saying you should do it, but you can do it. Sandals. So we've had people run and we've had people walk every major trail in the world in just those, or frankly, in just those. So, because it's really just a sole strapped to your foot, you might be able to do it. And then in terms of waterproof, oh boy, I can't remember all the waterproof stuff we have. The waterproof Mesa Trail, the waterproof, the TerraFlex isn't. Oh, come on. Well, now I'm getting into boots. The Scrambler, this is going to sound funny. The Scrambler Mid is a waterproof boot. And wait. The Scrambler Mid 2 is a waterproof boot. We've had people review it and call it a top trail running shoe. You could definitely walk in it too. As a result, same thing for the Ridgeway is also waterproof. You could walk in that too. It's gonna be heavier, obviously, but it is a waterproof shoe. I mean, I'm not saying use the Gracie, our rain boot, but you never know. I know I'm forgetting. I'm confident that I'm forgetting something that's waterproof, other than all of our leather shoes, which are water resistant. Again, if you contact the customer happiness team, they might have a good answer for you for that. Okay, let's see. What else do I got? Corey, is there a good, better, best for all around athletic workout shoe? Not really. They're all really, really good. The 360, we designed that to be just better for lateral motion, for cross training. The ridges on the sitting are to handle ropes if you're rope climbing. Again, that slightly thicker sole is designed to be a little more aggressive, but you can wear anything. I practically live in the Speed Force, and I know a lot of weightlifters and powerlifters, this is their favorite shoe to be working out in. I also played pickleball in it this weekend. I am kind of sad about this, I must say. There are two things that I was proud to say I've never done. Worn a pair of Crocs and played pickleball. And I did play pickleball. It was fun, I will confess. And the coaches came up to me afterwards. This is me. This is a humble brag. That's not humble. This is a flat out brag. The coaches came up to me afterwards and said, "Are you serious? That was your first time ever playing? You've got to do this." My neighbor has a court. I don't know if I'll play again, but no, I say they're all really good. It's just, and the Forza trainer, also designed to, be a trainer, weightlifting, kind of powerlifting, whatever else you want to do, anytime you're in the gym. So they're all really good. It's more personal preference than anything else. If you want more barefoot feel, if you want a different kind of lock in. So I can't help you with that one. That's going to be up to you. Have we considered offering elastic laces on the Aqua Export on other models? We've considered it, but what we do have on our website somewhere, and I want to double check and see if this is true. Site xeroshoes.com, lock laces. We sell a product. Yep. I'm going to put a link in the chat in 1 second, called lock laces, where you can switch out what you're currently wearing for wait, I'm going to put this in here. Hold that thought. I'm going to reply to you. Check this out. Check out lock laces. We've had a lot of people who've bought those. In fact, I used to have those on my Prios and loved them. So highly recommended taking a look at that. I don't know why that showed up twice as a reply in my little thing here. So yeah, we've talked about it, but this is one of those things where if you make a shoe that only has a speed lacing or elastic lace, then people who want, especially if it's something where it is a normal tongue construction, then people get all twitchy and they want real laces. So for some of our kids stuff, we're going to be starting to do more elastic and Velcro, FYI. Di, my husband wears the Ridgeway and loves it. Happy to hear that. I love that shoe. Robert, hey there. Not quite sure where to put this, but I have some more ideas for you to potentially reach more people in the blind, visually impaired community and continue to spread the joy of natural movement. Here's what you do for that. Drop me an email, Steven@xeroshoes.com. And then let's have that conversation, because I would love to be more helpful in that community. We had a customer who came in, potential customer who came in and was walking around outside in our shoes, and he was marveling at how he could feel things. and saying, I stepped on this crack before. I recognized this little rock before that I've been on it before. And then he told everyone he was blind. I didn't even know, actually. And I felt almost embarrassed that I hadn't thought about what natural movement could do and the benefit we could provide for people in the blind community. So, and then another one, there's one of the greatest card magicians in the world is a guy named Richard Turner. And when I saw that he was wearing big, thick, heavy shoes and refuses to use a cane or a guide dog or anything, I sent him a pair of shoes, and happily, he really enjoyed them. So yeah, I want to help that community. Alrighty. Hey, I've hit the bottom of the questions. I don't want to keep you all here forever. I, in fact, have to get home to make some dinner for my wife. And I don't make dinner for the dog, but I give the dog dinner. So I'm going to do that in the not too distant future. I'm going to give you a quick heads up. This is the 17th. A week from today, we are going to be announcing that we are should I say this? Yeah, I can't keep secrets. We're going to be announcing, how Black Friday, Cyber Monday has just moved further and further back, and now it's like the beginning of November. Well, for a number of reasons, we are moving all of our biggest sale that we ever do of the year. We're moving it forward even more. Can't tell you exactly what that means yet, but next week, next Tuesday, we'll be sending out an email to everyone, letting you know, and posting all over social media, letting you know exactly when we're going to do that and exactly how big the sale is going to be. And I can tell you it is going to be very, very big. Like a number of companies over the last couple of years, due to COVID-related things, even post-COVID, inventory has gotten a little wacky, trying to figure out what the right amount of stuff was, what the right things to do are. I don't know what the hell, I can't get grammar in my head right now. We're also bringing in a bunch of new stuff and upgrading a bunch of new stuff. So this is going to be not only the biggest sale of 2024, but it's going to be the biggest sale we've ever done. And we are super, super excited about, A, getting things on your feet, and B, frankly, clearing out the warehouse for all the new stuff we're bringing in next year. So FYI. Other than that, I just want to thank you all for being here. If you have any other questions, type them in. Somebody will get back to you as soon as possible after I am done doing the live version of this, which we're wrapping up in just moments. And as I say at the end of every one of these, everybody here at Xero Shoes, of which there are now a lot of people, both in the US and in Europe, we could not be more grateful for all of your support. Whether you're brand new and just checking this out, that's great. Or if you have been with Xero Shoes for a little bit of time or a lot of time, could not thank you enough. Almost half of our orders, like 49.3%, come from existing customers, many of whom own 5, 10, 15 pairs of shoes or more. And more importantly, you have spread the word. Word of mouth has been the number one thing that has grown our brand. And we couldn't be more happy because of the number of people we're able to help, where they can discover the comfort, the performance, and the health benefits that come with getting out of things that do weird stuff to your feet and into footwear that's actually good for feet by letting your feet do what they're made to do. So, by the way, if you are in the EU or the UK, our fall product launch sale that ended in the US a little while ago is going on for one more day as of right now, and September 18th at midnight CET. So you can save 20+% on our newest shoes. I'll show them really quick. The Denver Leather, the Ridgeway Chelsea, for women, the Breckenridge, and for kids, the Dylan canvas slip-on for kids. So if you're in the UK or the EU, you can save 20% on any one of those styles, and 25% if you buy more than one style. And if you know anyone in the EU or the UK, tell them to go over there really quick so they can take advantage of this last 24 hours before that sale ends. It's almost exactly 24 hours. Di says, thank you. Thank you. Again, could not be more grateful. We just can't wait to see what happens when more and more people get into a pair of Xero shoes and they go out